Hello and welcome to Western Perspective. This week on the program, the City of Melville has faced controversy over a range of complaints levelled at the city. Since then, an inquiry has been launched to determine the legitimacy of the complaints, but there have been calls for a former Melville councillor and current state government MP to be investigated as well. Tonight, we examine the controversy behind the inquiry involving the City of Melville.
I want to make sure that confidence in the City of Melville is restored and improved immensely.
A local government council in controversy, the City of Melville under investigation.
We want to get to the bottom of what's going on, clarify things.
The city is facing an inquiry after nearly 300 complaints were made against it since 2014. But while it's being investigated, the city believes it remains innocent of the complaints.
This inquiry will allow us to investigate the broad range of matters, draw some conclusions, give recommendations to the council.
The Department of Local Government Inquiry will investigate if there are issues behind the complaints, examining the council's relationship with the city's administration, adequacy of council policies and procedures, and purchase of land. It comes after the department worked with the city to improve its complaints processes and relationship with the community. City of Melville Mayor Russell Aubrey welcomes the inquiry and says an investigation is warranted.
We were pleased and embraced the opportunity for an investigation into each of these complaints to see the veracity of these complaints. We have been carrying this load of the what we view to be serial complainants, and it has been hurting our organisation.
He says it comes on the back of a number of big issues, including the development of the wave park. However, he says the complaints come from a small number of people and aren't justified.
The complaints, when you read them individually, most of them are absolutely trivial and insignificant. Everyone that's been forwarded to me for investigation has proven to be, in fact, not warranting complaint whatsoever.
While the Mayor has rejected the complaints, he's calling for current McGowan Government MP and former City of Melville Councillor Lisa O'Malley to step aside from being part of the investigation and be investigated.
There is potential for bias from her when she is actually under the scope of the investigation. She should be actually a part of the investigation and be investigated herself. All we wish to know and get a confirmation from the Minister that appropriate investigations will be conducted into the relationship between Lisa O'Malley as a councillor and Lisa O'Malley as a parliamentarian with these groups that raise so many complaints.
But Local Government Minister David Templeman disagrees.
It's not about individuals, and I'm certainly not interested in pursuing, or the investigation pursuing, individuals.
But Murdoch University politics lecturer Ian Cook believes governments should be held accountable to bring back community trust.
We should have inquiries, regularly and at every time, even if they may not produce anything. And yes, it will be costly, but without that, we're not going to be able to rebuild the trust in Australian political institutions that we used to have, and I think we need to have.
And Russell Aubrey believes the inquiry will benefit the City of Melville, improving its governance.
I think at the end of the day, there will be no significant findings against the city. There will possibly, I'm sure they'll dig deep to find some minor suggestions, but hopefully it will result in some changes to the Local Government Act.
And that's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next time, but for now, it's back to you, Ivan and Danny.
Nelson, thank you very much. This week's main news again. Mental health remains a major issue amongst Australian youths, according to a survey conducted by Mission Australia. The report shows that more than 33% of respondents identified mental health as the country's top concern. Experts acknowledge the younger generation are facing unprecedented pressure, while politicians says the government needs to focus on tackling vital issue for youths.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. You can catch the latest news on our website and Facebook page.
Until 5:30 next Sunday, good evening to you.